Hello. Welcome back to Let's Debrief. I'm Jenna.
I'm Ashley. Did you know that Cole has given us now lower thirds? So right now our names are on the screen.
I did actually see that in the last one.
Yeah, he was like, you guys
hello.
need names. Like, you need your little names and handles to come up.
He's so fancy.
We're a very well-produced podcast just because of him.
It's truly, he is our king.
He is our king.
Well, I hope everyone's having a good Wednesday. We are having a great day.
We're having a great, slow Saturday currently.
Which is shocking that we're both not shooting a wedding on Saturday.
Yeah, literally at the end of May, I feel like the next 2 weekends are can be very busy weekends. But, there's a special event in Ligonier that brought us together today.
And that event is the legendary farmers market. Well, it's actually called the country market.
Country market, yeah.
And in Ligonier, it's just pristine.
The vibes are so, how many vendors do you think are there?
So, okay, I feel like it fluctuates week to week. Sometimes people won't come, but I would say average at least 100.
Yeah. I feel I want to say we went on opening day or the second weekend last year too. And there were so many people. I love the Amish donuts.
Oh my God. Okay. So here's
my favorite.
Here's what I'm trying to get today. First of all, we shot a wedding last night.
Yeah.
And let me just say, it's never expected for a couple to give you a tip.
But
when they do, it's so nice. And I love whenever they give a cash tip because we never have cash.
Yeah.
And so I'm just we have cash to go to the country market.
I feel like that cash, just in my experience of being friends with you, always lasts you until the next time you get a cash tip. I feel like you always have cash on you.
Thank you. Well, Tanner likes to have cash in general. So he'll take money out of the bank to have it. And I'm like, what are you doing? But yeah, so I have cash. So I'm obviously going crazy.
I have cash.
I will be getting obviously a burrito.
Yes. I feel is there two vendors Silver Horse and then
Tyler's?
Tyler's
but
does
I
it
don't
too.
think Silver Horse does. Maybe they do the burritos.
I don't remember what we did last year.
Anyways, I'm going to be getting that. I'm going to be getting a lot of meats from a farm. I'm going to be getting some eggs. Okay.
Yes.
I'm on the lookout for some maple syrup. We ran out of maple.
You'll definitely be able to find that today.
Yes. And then maybe, something else.
Are you a produce girly from there?
Yeah. I suck at making produce. I
That's
feel
fair.
We just eat meat for every meal.
I know. Sometimes I'm just in my mind, meat belongs.
I was trying to sip it without getting any ice in my mouth.
Oh, why didn't you just use the straw?
No, that is wrong.
What? Why is it there?
Because I used it to stir.
Oh.
Tanner and I are against straws and always have been.
Straws are canceled.
Little bunny walking outside. Sorry, there's so many things happening.
It's so chaotic.
Okay, if you are not looking on video, I spilled my coffee on my shirt. That's why we're laughing. Okay,
produce. Yeah. For me, it a perfect dinner is a steak, a potato, a form of potato, whether it's crispy potatoes or mashed potatoes, and then it has to be the veggie has to be either Brussels or asparagus.
Okay, I think I would be a lot more of a produce girly if Tanner was more into it because Brussels
freak him out or freak you out.
No, I love them.
Oh,
he's just he just won't eat them.
They need there's a perfect way to deliver them. Have you had fancy Brussels where they're all crispy with the Parmesan and the balsamic? That's ideal. I feel Cole also doesn't love them, but he'll eat them.
Yeah, I feel Tanner's just oh my God, there's another bunny.
I don't even see any of them. Thank God Buddy's outside. Does Buddy like bunnies? Will he chase after it?
I don't think he cares.
Mm-mm.
No, I love that type of Brussels sprout. Tanner's I'll eat it, but whatever.
It's not preferred, yeah.
Yeah. So I'm Anyways,
country market today. We're very
that's
excited.
What we're doing. We invited some friends.
Yeah.
We're gonna have some fun, and it was supposed to rain, but it's looking good.
I know.
We're hoping to have a fire.
Oh, that'd be fun.
And grill maybe later. There it is.
Oh, that is so cute.
Okay.
I
I have so many life updates.
Oh,
but
get into it, please.
I'm just going to give two.
Okay.
First one is that Monty slept through the night last night for the first time.
Our queen.
On her own. I was supposed to wake up and feed her at 3:30. That's when I always wake up and feed her, and I slept through my alarm. I'm a horrible mom.
Did you just turn it off, you think?
I don't know.
Or I feel like maybe it wasn't
But
actually on.
she didn't wake up.
She's incredible.
So love that.
Like, I can't imagine how you feel because this is the first time I've seen her in maybe like a week or two, but I'm like so sad looking at her. I'm like, she's so big.
She's developing so fast.
Yeah, and I'm just like,
shocking.
I obviously want you to grow up and like get all of these skills and everything, but I'm just like, I'm so sad.
It's such a weird, heartbreaking yet bittersweet feeling.
Yeah.
And like, you're not a parent, but like, I feel like you get it. Like, I feel like
I'm like, this is all about me, Jenna. I am suffering
you
right now.
have been alongside me in like since day one.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's emotional. But
she slept through the night.
Slept through the night. But here's my other life update. Okay,
Oh,
I already told you kind of about this, but I love cars now.
Whoa. Wait.
I'm into cars now. I'm a car
Are you
girl.
joking?
No.
Like, not like the Lambos that we talked about at the very beginning of like.
Not those.
Okay.
God. Okay. So I've noticed myself like being interested in cars and being like, wait, Tanner, what kind of car is that? Like not like modern cars. Like I'm not like, oh, look at that Chevy Cruze. Like older cars or like certain models of cars, or like nicer cars. I'm just like interested in them, mostly vintage ones.
Yes, Cole and I, like, anytime we see a vintage car, like, holy crap, like, that's a good car.
But not like vintage.
We need to post some references of like what you mean.
Yes. Well, I'll literally say the cars that I'm obsessed with right now. So anyways, so I've noticed myself getting really interested in cars and like just like looking them up like on my phone. I'm like, why am I Googling these cars? And then and this car is different than the other ones I'm obsessed with, but we went to this wedding. They had a Rolls Royce there.
That's right. Okay.
And
I was like, I don't think you told me anything about this yet.
That was what made me be like, I like cars because
this is cool.
I did not know what a Rolls Royce was. And I called Tanner. I was like, yeah, they're getaway cars, a Rolls Royce. He's like, what? And I was like, what? And he was like, it's like a $500,000 car. And I was like, really? And so at the wedding, the Rolls Royce arrived. It had a driver. Like the owner did not bring it. The owner apparently had like 9 of them.
Oh my gosh.
And
you said like the couple like had like doctor friends.
He was the doctor, and then this was like a friend of his or a boss or something like that.
Wow.
He sent the Rolls Royce with the driver, and it was just so cool. Like the driver was showing me like all these features, and like it's just so well thought out and so like luxurious. I would never want one, but like it was just really cool. And then that really solidified me loving cars. But the cars that I'm really into like researching right now are restored Broncos. So cool. And then like mid 90s to 2000s Land Rover Discovery.
Yeah,
is it
that
Discovery?
Feels like, yeah,
something. Oh, that car is actually my dream car. Like my dream car.
Those types of vintage cars, that feels right up your alley. Because I was thinking more, I don't even know the names of the cars I like, but like we drove by like a Mercedes with its like top down. It was probably like
an
from
older one.
Like from like the maybe like early 90s, like late 80s. And I was like, that's a really cool car. Like I would feel so cool driving that.
Yes. I love like Volkswagen Rabbits are kind of that same vibe.
Yeah.
My parents almost got me that as like a high school car.
Well, didn't you drive like an old Jeep? Like
yes. Well, it wasn't like vintage vibes. It was just an old Jeep. But they almost got me a Rabbit instead, and I was like, oh, that would have been so sick, but it wouldn't have made it up my parents' driveway.
No way. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like you would have been parking and walking every day.
Every day. So yeah, but that's my update. I'm really
fun.
into cars now.
What are you gonna do with this like newfound love?
I told Tanner I want to watch a documentary.
Ooh, okay.
But I don't know what I'll do after that.
Who knows? Do you want to you want to own one? Like, do you feel like that's like a goal?
I would love to own one, but it's like that. that is just such a dumb financial thing when you like have a family and you're like, I want this collectible car that's like old and probably gonna like eat my money.
Yeah, it's unfortunate that like you don't have like a 16-year-old right now that you could be like, okay, I'm gonna get you this car, and like you can drive around the shitty car, but it's like cool.
Yeah, I know. One day I will have it.
That's fun.
Me and Tanner have said that like our goal is to have like for me to have like a 3-row SUV for like our kids. He'll have a truck, and then we'll have like a cool
car.
Yeah, like
that's fun
that you can do for fun.
Nice.
And right now it would be one of those two.
I like it. Does Tanner have any of that? Is his list like pretty much the same as yours?
Yeah, I think that he is more into trucks, I would say.
That's fair. Yeah, like the cooler like old vintage like pickup trucks.
Yeah, or just like a nice like big truck.
Yeah,
like a new
like a RAV4 and GMC.
Anyways, what's been going on with you?
Well, I know I didn't prepare a life update, but I was just thinking that it was very cool. So last week we had my mom on, and I didn't even like we just really jumped into the episode, so we didn't even get to give back story of how she even got here, because I think in the week that we're recording the episode that released this week, I said, yeah, my mom's in Florida, like we won't spend Mother's Day together and everything, and then she was here on Mother's Day, but yeah, they were able to come into town last minute, and it was very fun. They were supposed to be having like my grandparents stay with them in Florida for like 2 weeks, and then my grandma got sick, and so she just ended up staying in California. And so then it was on a Monday. My mom texted me when she was like, hey, like grandma just canceled her trip. And I was like, oh my gosh, like I'm so sorry. Like, what are you going to do? And she was like, I don't know. Like, and at this point too, by the time I think we'll be home already, but we're going to Florida this Wednesday. And so she was like, I don't know, I guess we'll just prepare the house for you guys to come in like 2 weeks. And we're like, okay. And I texted her back and I was like, or you could come up here. Like,
oh, I didn't know that you like said that to her.
Oh yeah. Maybe I didn't tell you like this full thing, but yeah, I was like, maybe like you guys could come up here. And she was like, let me talk to your dad. And I was like, okay. Cause my mom currently is unemployed, but my dad can work from anywhere. Like he can just take his laptop wherever. And so she was like, let me ask your dad. And then an hour later, she said, we'll be there tomorrow.
Oh my God.
And I
love how spontaneous they are.
Yeah.
And also just, they do not give a crap about just driving. Like,
no.
I asked her, I was like, so what'd you do? She's like, well, we left at 3 a.m. and then I drove 8 and then he drove 6 and then
we were 2. There. Yeah.
And I'm just like, when Tanner and I are literally driving 3 hours, we're like, you gotta take over, man.
You gotta take the wheel. I know. I feel like I have, like, my dad really, like, because last summer, they were like, we like kind of said to them, we should go to Florida. And they're like, okay, let's drive. And we were like, okay. They're like, we'll pay for like a big rental car so everyone will have space. And then we'll just like, dad will do all of the driving. We left at midnight, I think. And then we were like, this is crazy. We were in Florida by like 9 a.m. No, is that right? No, it was like 2 p.m. But still, like we went to dinner. Like we got settled at like the Airbnb and like went to dinner that night. And I was like, and Peter was with us, and going into it, he was like, yeah, I don't know how this is going to go. But after the first drive, he was like, okay, like that was amazing. Like I slept until 10 and then I was awake for 4 hours.
Yeah. Like, if you're not having to drive, like it's honestly not bad to like do that. But I mean, when my family drove to Florida once, we had to stop halfway.
That's fair. And that's what my mom said. Like that's always like an option. Like they go through so many cities along the way. Like I think they're through Carolinas and then Savannah, Georgia. And that like before there's a lot of places they could stop. And they're like, it's nice knowing we have an option, but we're fine.
Yeah.
So they looked at flights and like to get both of them up here was going to be like $700. And they were just
yikes.
We're just going to start driving. So I was like, okay, what time is your flight? She was like, no, we're going to start driving tonight at 3 a.m. And I was like, oh, but it just the way it was going, like my sister just wasn't in the loop at all. And so we were like, we shouldn't tell her.
Oh, I didn't know about this.
Yes, we can post the video of them surprising her. It was so cute. We got her to get out of the house like so they could come home and get settled. We went to the Pirates game with her and like a few friends. And then while like they got home at like 8:30 like p.m. and we were like leaving the game. And Lou like left a little early ahead of us. And so we were like, I was like watching her on Find Friends. I was like, she's pulling into the driveway. But literally all my parents did, because they're like, we don't want to be in the house because like we don't want to freak her out, because the three of us lived together. She knew we weren't home. And so they just stood on the porch. She literally drives all like lights on and everything. Like my parents on the porch, drives like down the street into the driveway and like just slowly starts walking up, head down, and she never noticed them until she got to the top of the driveway and then like went to go walk up to like the porch and just looked up and she was like, oh, and then was like, oh my gosh, what it's you guys. It was very, very sweet.
That's so
And she goes
cute.
like sprinting to my mom and she's like, what are you doing here? So
That's
it was
so cute.
It was so cute. She was very surprised. Like we both like just, I don't know. Like from last week, I feel like everyone could catch the vibe, but like, we just love our parents so much. And like, so it's like nice that everybody kind of has their own lives and like they're in Florida, like that's like where they want to be and everything. And it's nice to go down and visit them. But at this rate, we've seen them almost every month since they've been gone. But from March to like April, we hadn't seen them. And we were like, oh, like I really miss them. And so it was really nice. They ended up staying. They got here on a Tuesday and then they left on the following Saturday. Like, so, like, they just left today.
Okay.
So they were here for a long time, and it was just so fun. Like,
That's
it was
so
great to be with my
great.
mom on Mother's Day, and it just, like, I don't know, like, I feel like little holidays like that, you just, like, don't think about being apart, and then you're, like, when it comes up, you're like, oh, I don't want to be
Yeah.
apart.
Yeah. That's so nice. And honestly, that's like a good thing about living apart, is that it is like just so much more fun when you're together. Because
Yeah.
I don't know if you would agree, but like whenever you guys live together, I'm sure you weren't like making the most of your time together all the
No,
time
exactly.
and
Yeah.
stuff.
It was just, like, yeah, very casual. Like, they both worked from home, so it was like, hey, like, and then like we would maybe do something together. But yeah, it like we went to Coupe de Ville one night, and then my mom and I like went and spent the like whole morning yesterday, like knowing it was like our last morning together, and like went to the mall and just walked around. And I don't know if anybody else feels the same way. I feel like I've said this to you before, but walking around the mall for me is so nostalgic.
Okay. Recently, this is so funny because Chelsea, from What We Said, she always says like, yeah, I love taking Case to the mall, her son.
Yeah.
And JC's always like, I never go to the mall. That's so weird. But now that I have a baby, I'm always like, we should go to the mall and push her around in the stroller, because she just like seeing everything. Like she's just like, oh my gosh. I'm like, I get a little drink.
Yeah.
I get a little snack. Browse
Everyone
some
has a good
stores.
time.
It's like an activity.
Yes.
Like
No.
if it's not a nice day, it's.
I used to do that with the kids I nanny too. I'd be like, the best part about being a nanny, if you have a family that's comfortable with it, is like running errands, because it makes you feel like a mom, but then you get to hand the baby over at the end of the day. But yeah, I'd be like, oh, I have to return something at Aerie. So I'm like, oh, looks like we're going to the mall for the entire afternoon, and then we'll be back before your nap. But I just love walking around and literally didn't buy a single thing. Like we just got Starbucks and we walked around. We went to Aerie, we went to Sephora, we went to the new Gucci store that opened.
And you didn't buy anything.
Didn't buy anything.
Good for you.
The Aerie have you picked out your new swimsuit yet with your credit?
No, because guess what? I didn't like any of them.
Mm.
But I did buy something with my credit,
Oh, okay.
which was an oversized linen shirt.
Ooh, that's cute.
Yes.
We were in there yesterday. I've talked before, like I love all of their swimsuits, but they had did you see the shiny ones, like the sparkly ones?
Yes.
I was like, this is interesting. And I didn't even
Yeah.
try it on because I was like, I don't know, I feel like I won't like it, but I was like, I like this vibe.
I tried one on when I was there. I just am looking. Okay, I really like the bot. You know how we talked about like whenever you find the shape that you like?
Yeah.
So I really like these certain bottoms, and they only have them in black, which
Is
I
it the
already,
high-waisted, like cheeky ones?
Yes,
Yeah,
but I
like those
already
ones.
have them in black.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, okay, I was really wanting like a light purple swimsuit for some reason. It was
Oh,
just-
interesting. Just speaking to you.
It was just making me feel like it would make me look tan, maybe.
Okay.
But yeah. So I didn't get a
That stinks.
swimsuit. I don't know if I will. Like I have a decent amount from over the years.
The years past. I was saying Nicole and my mom like yesterday, it's so funny. Just like, I feel like you are very similar in this way, but I worked at Aerie a few years ago. So like I had a ton of leggings, like, and I do love their leggings. And then like my sister works at Lululemon. So now I have like some Lululemon leggings. And every time I go into Aerie, I'm like, you know what? Like I just need, like, I literally, the leggings are like 5 years old. I'm like, I just need to get like new leggings. Like I deserve it. And like, I deserve to have brand new leggings. And then like, as I'm walking around and like, if I know I'm going to spend over $100 in leggings, I'm like, you know, the 5-year leggings are just fine. Like,
They're totally
there's
fine.
no holes in them. Like, what do I have to complain about?
Yeah.
I literally go so hot and cold on it.
But if you were going to spend $100 and you had the discount, you'd be getting so much more. So that's why you're
Exactly.
just like, I know what it was like,
Yeah.
how much I could have gotten, and I don't have it. So now I'm sad.
Yep, exactly. Where's Emma when we need her and her discount?
Emma.
Go back. We need you.
I love her.
Love her. All right. Yeah, that's kind of all I got. That was a big one.
Yeah. Well, today we are reading your embarrassing moments. We have been collecting these for a while, and we hadn't gotten to the episode yet.
Yeah,
So
I know this one has been definitely a long time coming.
do you want to wait for the end to tell our own embarrassing stories, or do you want to tell them now?
Yeah, let's make them wait. You got to
Make 'em
stay tuned
wait.
till the very end.
Okay, so you guys submitted these. Just want to say in advance that if you're a new listener and you want to be a part of our episodes where you submit things, you can find them on our Instagram, and they're always anonymous. We cannot see who they are. People ask us that a lot. They're
Still,
like,
yeah.
"Are you? You really can't see?" And we're like, "No."
We really can't.
It's
see.
literally just the text that comes up on the screen.
Yeah, not even like attached with an email or anything.
Okay, here we go. When I was a kid, I was sitting on the toilet at Walmart trying to poop when I bent forward to tie my shoe and the automatic toilet overflowed into my pants.
What? Automatic toilet overflowed into
Like,
my
you know,
pants.
you know how like it like automatically flushed when you move?
Yeah.
I'm guessing it like flushed and it was like too much, like, and it like malfunctioned or something.
Oh my gosh, that's awful. Wait, I need to add a story to mine now after that.
Okay, wait. I'm actually going to tell a
Tell yours.
quick thing.
Okay.
This is not the one I had prepared, but one time whenever I was in Girl Scouts, I had to pee so bad, and I just ran to the bathroom and pulled my pants down and just started peeing, and then I felt that the seat was down, and I was like peeing on
Wait,
myself.
I've done that before, but with underwear on still.
No.
Like, I didn't realize that my underwear was still on, and I was like, what?
It's like the weirdest sensation. You're like, something's going on.
Something is happening. Why am I warm?
There you go.
Okay. When I was 16, my now husband and I were parking back in a corner of the cemetery at dusk. What were you doing? Out of nowhere, headlights flashed on our car and people got out to drop flowers off to their loved ones at their graves. Needless to say, the vibes were killed, and we hid until we could hightail out of there. I'm sure they didn't suspect a random car parked with lights off and windows fogged up.
That happened to me so much in high school, but the cops would literally come to our car.
That situation alone kept me from ever doing anything like that.
Oh, the cops came to our car so many times.
Would they bring you back home? Like, or would they just be
No.
like, get out of here?
They would be like, "You guys, come on, like,
Okay.
let's go," and we'd be like, "Sorry."
I literally, like, in my mind, every single time they're like, all right, well, I'm going to follow you home to your parents. Like, that's what
Did you hear that story from someone?
You know what? Maybe my mom told me that. She's like, you know, like they have to come drop you back off.
That's actually a really good
Tactic
thing to say.
Yeah, I agree.
I love hearing what people's parents lied to them about. Oh my God. I saw this TikTok that was saying like, when it's only 8 a.m. and I've already FaceTimed everyone I knew, went to the park, like had a snack, did all these things. And this person commented, they were like, me and my kids play draw mom sleeping, and I make them draw a picture of me while I'm sleeping, and then I tell them who's better.
You're like, okay, all right, no, keep going. Keep going.
They're like, really get the detail in there.
Yeah.
They're like, Mom, I'm done. They're like,
No.
draw the body. More on the background.
More toes, please.
I just love hearing what people lie to their kids
Yeah.
about. Wait. This one is just in all caps. Okay.
I'm scared.
Ripped my jeans at my sweet 16 right down the butt seam.
Ripped my jeans.
Right down the butt seam. That's sad.
butt
Not at your
seam.
sweet 16.
Why were you wearing jeans? Okay. Where was the fancy dress?
Party foul.
Party foul. Oh my gosh, so many in all caps. I wonder if this is the same person.
I wonder if it's a glitch because sometimes like on our website, when people submit like wedding inquiries, it'll be like either in all caps or it'll be like half up, half down. It'll be like, hello.
I am inquiring.
Yes. And I'm like, well,
all right, whatever. That's so funny. Oh, has me very scared. Started also in all caps for perspective. Started my period while I was shooting a wedding and made a dash for the restroom, and the DJ did the cake cutting without me. And I got cussed out by the mother of the bride for not being there. That is something very easy to reenact. But there is nothing that compares to being, Hannah and I were talking about this like a couple weeks ago, that there is nothing that compares to being yelled at by a mom. Like, they have special powers that very few people, like, they think that they have all of the power in the universe on their daughter's wedding day, or even mothers of the groom too.
Yeah.
Just mothers in general.
I was just going to say, do you remember when we shot that wedding together last year and so it was cocktail hour and there's music playing. And
Where
it
were
was
we at?
very crowded in DC.
Oh, yeah.
It was very crowded and like the music was just playing and then all of a sudden we just heard them clapping and they had finished the first dance and we were like, what? And luckily like the couple was genuinely the most chill people on earth and they were just like,
whatever,
who cares?
Yeah.
But we were like, we literally missed the first dance, but there was no announcement whatsoever. No. There was music playing and then one of the songs was just their dance apparently.
And like, yeah, like before you think that we're bad photographers, we were in the room and everything. And then, yeah, all of a sudden we heard clapping and we were like, oh, it's like, what's going on? And then it was just over.
That's never happened to me before besides that time.
Yeah, that was very crazy. But yeah, like I remember, I think you delivered the full gallery and you're like, she never said anything.
Well, to be fair, like I made sure to get other photos of them two dancing alone. So I was like, it's fine.
You're okay. You survive.
Also, this is so random, but her sister, that bride's one of her sister-in-laws, whatever, randomly were like friends on Instagram. She like sent me all these gifts for Monty and like,
oh my gosh, you have so many people that are like a friend of a friend of a friend, and she's the most amazing person because she sent me gifts from Monty. I'm like, I never send gifts to random people.
I know, like people are literally like, there are so many more nice people in the world than like you think there are.
Yeah. I'm expecting all of this energy when I have a baby, just so we are clear.
I cannot wait for you to have a baby.
Okay, as I was holding Monty today, I was like, I want a little chunker like this. But like, I don't know. Obviously, the newborn stage offers like its own set of joy and everything. But I'm just like, I want a baby like just like this right now.
I mean, her age right now is so much fun. Even I think my friend who has a newborn was like, so when does it like get fun? And like I seriously think at like 3 months when they start like,
is that when she giggled
and
like,
laughing at you, it's like, okay, this is good. Like you're not just this little lump anymore.
Yeah, but those first 2 months you're like,
you're like,
it's literally a blob you have to sustain.
Yes, but like I will say the best thing about the newborn phase is that they lay on you just like
just like so like
unmovable. And now she's like, hello, where's my I need to grab this, and then punching me in the face. I'm like, okay.
The vet, I don't know how long she's been doing this move, but we were watching her this morning and she literally was laying on her back and just like worming backward and just hopping around. I was like, oh my gosh.
I can't imagine not being able to move.
Yeah,
and then now you're
like even like when she rolled over too, her arm was so far like stuck behind her, and I'm just like, move it. Like, she's like, oh. Monty, come on, you're being ridiculous.
Wait, look, okay, I thought all of them were gonna be in all caps from here on out, but it's not. Okay, here we go. Went to a cheer competition and did a round off back handspring back tuck. You go, girl. Immediately into a front tuck. It fell on my head.
Oh.
But I didn't want it to look dumb. LOL, too late. So I got up and went straight into another backhand spring. She's like, I'm fine. Okay, literally round off, backhand spring, back tuck into a front tuck.
So wait, do you land a back tuck? Like you go backwards.
You go back, no hands.
Yes, and then back forwards.
Back, land, back, land.
And then she fell during that. So then she did.
And then she got him and did a backhand spring.
Okay. That's a good, at least she wasn't just, I imagine her just like tucking back and forth.
Like on a trampoline.
Yeah. Like at least the hands came down at some point. That's funny. Buddy's on the move. Okay. Asked the guy I was crushing on to a dance in high school and wanted to show off my natural beauty. So I wore no makeup in an orange dress and I looked like Effie from the Hunger Games. Do you remember what she looks like?
Yes.
Just like, yes, so dramatic. With braces.
No.
Oh. The day after the dance, he told me he wanted to ask out my friend, but wanted to wait until after the dance to tell me not to be rude. They're married now with a kid. Well, at least it worked out for them.
That's like the one thing that not makes it okay, but like whenever something like that happens and then they actually do end up together, you're like, okay. I get it.
Yeah. That's funny though. I was like nothing else to add there.
Hey, we love the natural beauty.
Yeah.
Just this week, I
no.
accidentally hit reply all when emailing my W-9 to a client. So 30 actors received my social security number. Haha, identity theft coming soon, baby.
Jenna, what would you do?
Okay, here's something that I don't really
She's like,
understand.
I would never make that mistake.
I'm like, but I'm not an actor. Okay. How would you go about stealing someone's identity? So like you have their social.
I mean, you could apply for credit cards.
Really?
For sure. If you have like their, which like, I mean, yeah, I don't even know like the ins and outs of how you like, because I know nothing.
I've never stolen an identity before.
But I'm pretty sure you just have to have like an address, like their name and like their social to like apply for a credit card. And but usually it's like you have to have email verification, like we sent you a code or like whatever.
Yeah.
So I don't know how that like plays into it, but yeesh. Yeah, I feel like you can do a lot of damage with a social security number.
Well, let's just hope that those people, the actors, are nice people.
Yeah, and they're like, oopsie.
I'm
like,
gonna let Buddy out.
This still shocks me to my core to this day, but in college I was a bit too drunk at an intramural basketball game. My friend and I went to the bathroom and no one was in there, so we had a little dance party. I had a cup of water that flew out of my hand over the stall. My friend gasped and we laughed because there was no one in here, right? Wrong. We heard a voice come from the other stall that said, "There is someone in here." And we were drunk, so all social cues were out the window. We sprinted out the bathroom and back to the game like nothing happened.
Oh my God, you're just
There's
like,
someone in here.
wait, did they throw just the water out of the cup? Like, I'm just
Like,
picturing them going,
So can you imagine being on the receiving end? You're just sitting there and it's just like, covered
whenever
in water.
you're like in the bathroom and you think that the other person doesn't know you're in there is like the scariest situation. Like, do you remember that in high school? Like you'd be like sitting in there. Like I would always go on my phone in the stall and like you'd be like super quiet and then someone would come in and be like, "Can you believe Rebecca said that?" And I would be like, and I'm like, should I move? Should I not move? Like, do I make a sound? I don't know.
Yeah, I feel like our bathroom, like, I mean, like any high school, I feel like, but seniors like would come through and everything and they would like talk about each other and I'm like, I hold so much power right now.
Oh my gosh.
I would pay a lot of money to go back and experience high school for one day.
I would love to experience all of high school again. I loved high school.
I also did love high school. I mean, I didn't go to high school the last 2 years like I did online, but the 2 years between, because like my middle school was connected too. So like middle school and like my first 2 years of high school, I'm like, they were the best. Why do people say that they hate high school?
Did you wish that you wouldn't have been online?
No, I wouldn't have wanted to like restart at like a school. If I was like in, I would have been sad if I was
in California though. Would you?
Oh no, I would have wanted to graduate with like my friends.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have. Yeah, I mean the online school was brutal. I just didn't do anything the last 2 years of high school.
So you're not educated?
Not really.
So you don't know about sine, cosine, tangent? Interesting.
I did fail honors algebra 2 one year.
Honors?
I literally just barely qualified for it, and I was like, sure. How bad can it be? Bad. Very, very bad.
Okay, wait. I don't know if you like feel weird about saying this. Like, what kind of grades did you get?
Oh, I was not a good student. Like,
was it because you like didn't get it, or because you didn't want to try?
I didn't want to try. If I would have put my mind to it, like I had really smart friends that like I could be like, I don't understand this. Can you help me? And they would help me. But then it would come time to the test, and I'm like, I don't understand any of this. Like, it was honestly I got a D that year in honors algebra 2, but honestly towards the end of the year I just stopped going. It was like my 6th period, and then at my 7th was
how could you just not go?
Well, there was like a bit I feel like that my mom started that we were getting ready to move out of Pennsylvania or move out of California, and so she's like, well, might as well go to the doctor and like make sure we're all good and everything. So every Friday for like the last 6 weeks of school, she would schedule like dental appointments, eye appointments, physicals, like all of this different stuff. And then like it was just it's so funny because like the appointment would be at like 10 a.m. and then it would be over by 11. And we're like, let's just go get some coffee. Like before, like it's not even lunchtime yet. Like, let's go get some coffee, and then like we'll go to school. And then after we got coffee, I'd be like, can we go to Disneyland? And she'd be like, yeah, sure, I don't care. She's like, I've taken the day off, might as well go. So like the last 6 weeks, I just like didn't go to 6th period. She'd be like, do you have anything today? I'm like, no, I don't.
No.
But yeah, especially since my 7th period was PE, I was like, I'm not going.
Were your parents, I'm guessing then, like not super strict about what grades you got?
I just had to be average. Like, and like honestly, most of my grades were average except that one class. Like, I was really good in English and Bible and history for the most part. I literally feel like I had all B's.
Okay.
Maybe like an A sprinkled in, but yeah, I had to have like good grades, like decent grades to play softball. So
got it.
You were smart though, weren't you?
Yes, but also like my parents were very, very strict. Like they expected straight A pluses, and like to the point where like I would come home like did you guys have Power School?
Power School?
Your parents could see your grades on Power School. Literally every single assignment, they could see like, oh, I got a 3 out of 6 on this assignment. And like anything that wasn't like 100 would like be like highlighted, and like I would have to explain it, and there would be like a chore that would like correlate if I didn't do good.
Yeah, no, it was definitely not.
So I was very, very motivated to do well, which, yeah, I'm not sure how I will go about that, because Tanner said like his parents did not care about his grades, and he's like, I wish that they would have, because like I wish
it would have pushed me harder.
Yeah. So it is hard to know.
Yeah, I feel like I expect average, at least as of right now. I'm like, let's keep all A's and B's. Yeah. If you get a C, let's talk about why you got a C.
Especially if it's like math or science, it's like, okay, like those are hard subjects.
Yeah. My sister's really smart though.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it just came naturally to her.
Oh, nice. Interesting.
I did not get that gene.
Oh, sorry. There was another piece on the end that you didn't get, but it said, I still have no clue who it was, but I feel so bad for the poor soul who got absolutely drenched while using the bathroom. Can you imagine?
I can't. I think that would just be the funniest.
You're just installing this.
But also, like, I would feel such relief knowing it was water. Like, once it finally hit me, like, can you imagine just, like, getting drenched and then being like, Coke?
If it was beer?
Like, yes. Like, just anything else, I'd be, like, terrified. But then, like, sniffing around being like, okay, it's just water. I'd be like, okay, it's not that bad.
Okay, wait. Do you know the feeling when you wake up in the middle of the night, you're literally the most parched you've ever felt in your life? You're like, I'm in the Sahara Desert.
Literally, nights that you have been drinking, like, waking up in the middle of the night. That is...
The thirst is absolutely unreal.
I want to never experience that again. Like water.
So one time whenever I was in college, I lived with roommates, and I woke up in the middle of the night. I was so freaking thirsty, so I ran into the kitchen to get a drink of water, and I opened a water bottle and I took a big glug.
No.
And it was tequila.
Wait, I have a similar story. I'll make it quick so we can move on. But my mom, sorry, mom. My mom had went on a girls' trip to Vegas, and I was leaving for softball. Like, she was back already, and I was leaving for softball later, like, that day. And I went and grabbed a water bottle from the fridge, and it was coconut rum. But I didn't know until I was at practice.
No.
And, yeah. And so, like, my dad was my coach, and he was like, all right, go get some water. And, like, I opened it up and, like, and then spit it all over the dugout. And there were parents in the dugout, like, that were, like, our friends too. But they were like, I was like, that is weird water. Something is wrong with that.
That is weird water.
And the parents, like, took it and they sniffed it. They're like, whoa, that is not water. And I will never forget, my dad was, like, across the field, and, like, the look of, like, terror set on his eyes. He was like, oh my gosh, like, your mom put, like, because, like, when you go to Vegas, like, you fill water bottles with, like,
Yeah.
or like with the alcohol, and then you get like mixers and stuff. And so they had just been chilling by the pool and brought home like all of the leftovers and just threw it in the fridge.
Oh my God, that's horrible. And probably too, like, good thing your dad was the coach, because I feel like it could have been like bad. Like, they're like, why'd you bring alcohol? You're like, I didn't mean to.
Yeah. And luckily, like, it was a close group too, where like the friends were like, oh, like, it's fine. But like any other like parents could have been like, I'm calling CPS on you.
Literally. Sorry.
Okay, that's fine. Buddy's barking, buddy's barking, buddy's barking. He is not happy. Oh, is he just tangled?
Yeah, he's just mad because he couldn't move.
Oh. He's literally just standing out there like, wow. But like, he sits down and oh no, he's coming up.
He might just sit there though, looking out.
Oh, okay.
Let's see.
This is a good place to pause and say, Buddy's still looking for a new home. If you want to own a 12, 10, 11-year-old beagle, something like that. 12 turning 13. Oh my gosh. He could all be yours for the price of no dollars. So
For the price of a loving home.
For the price of a love. Yeah, we'll do some background checks for sure, but
You don't need to do it. Oh. On the people.
On the people. Oh, yeah. No,
Yeah.
What did you think I was saying?
I thought you were saying, like, we'll research his history.
Oh,
I'm
no,
like,
absolutely
no.
not. He's a purebred beagle, and you need to know nothing
And
else.
his parents were named Ginger and Sparky.
Ginger and Sparky. Okay. Our college had, wait.
Yeah. That was the next one.
Okay, but I read the other one. And whatever.
Oh, I'll read it. Our college had a gender curfew, meaning that the girls couldn't be in guys' rooms after 10 on weeknights. This one time, I was legitimately studying with my lab group and we lost track of time. I laughed and the RAs heard and knocked on the door. It was week 3 of college and I didn't want to get in trouble, so they were like, okay, hide, we'll cover for you. Okay, the lab group is saying hide and we'll cover for you.
Okay, so she's like with a bunch of guys? I'm assuming?
Yeah, or like, yeah, I'm guessing because she said only she laughed.
Okay.
I go under the covers on the top bunk, and it could not have been more obvious. Picturing it from the RA's point of view, I cringe. My guy friends have a valiant effort to cover it up, and behold, it was my own RA who caught me, and she was like, no, I know it's her, come out, referring to me directly. I got up, and we all had to give our IDs, have a remediation meeting. And it stayed on my record for all 4 years.
Oh my
the worst part
gosh.
to me was the walk of shame back to my own dorm, then proceeding to fall out of my lofted bed the same night, having to call that RA to get first aid for me. I'd like to forget this.
That sounds like I was gonna say, I don't know if I should name drop, but I'm like, did you go to Liberty University?
Or Messiah.
Oh, really? Are they the same way?
Yeah, they have the gender curfew.
That is, I know we probably don't have time to comment on every single one of them, but that is like so ridiculous, especially, I mean, I feel like if I was an RA, it would have been so cool and just been like, go ahead, like just please go back to your room, but like not put it on her record.
Also, that's so embarrassing that you were like on the top bunk, because that literally makes you look way more guilty than if you were just like literally studying and you're like, oh my God, I'm sorry, I lost track of time. But like now you look like you
look
were
suspect.
Yeah.
Ugh, that sucks. Okay.
Some of them like are continuing on. Like that one was like 3 different ones. Somehow.
Interesting.
So just
okay, maybe they are just like, okay, I have to see like where it breaks up. Okay. I hooked up with this guy one time and of course fell in love. And thought that we were talking exclusively from there. It makes me sad. We have the same group of friends and we all went out to the bars, Mario's South Side, if you know, you know.
I've been there one time.
One time?
Yep. It was
I didn't think
actually
I've
for
actually ever been
Gina's 40th birthday.
Does Gina listen to the podcast?
I sent it to her. She doesn't have social media, so she was like, "You have a podcast?" And I
That's
was
actually
like, "Yeah."
crazy how like, yeah, you can just not know that things are happening.
Yeah.
Okay, we have the same group of friends. We all went out to Mario's. I had a few drinks and my friends were hyping me up to go talk to him and my brain was like, okay, I will kiss him on the mouth. Just imagine you're like, I will kiss him on the mouth. Okay. So I do in front of everyone and it turns out he was there with someone else. I made a complete ass of myself and figured, okay, that's over forever. But here we are 3 years later, engaged.
Oh, that's so cute.
Embarrassing or bold and effective? Definitely bold and effective. I mean, that other girl was probably like, what the hell? But he probably liked it.
I'm wondering, he clearly did.
Yeah.
I'm wondering if that was just how she approached him. Like if she was talking to him and then she kissed him, or if she just went up and she's like,
come here. I have to have you now.
the girl he's with is like, okay, I'm done.
Okay.
We love it. During a couples session, okay, so this is a photographer, for those who don't know that terminology. During a couples session, the guy opened up about how he was divorced. I was severely caught off guard and froze. I proceeded to say, oh, I hope it all worked out. Mind you, he had just said he was divorced and his girlfriend was right there as well. I wanted to jump out of the window. Needless to say, I quickly changed topics.
Oh, that like there's nothing. It's like a very similar vibe to saying, like
have a good flight, you
have
too.
a good flight, you too. Or I did that to someone the other day. I can't even remember, but yeah, just like saying not correct things back to somebody and you're like, that doesn't apply to you. I'm sorry.
Also, whenever you're shooting a couple session, I feel like you're just in like that like happy small talk mode. And then sometimes you can like say something and you're just like, okay, wait, this is actually an embarrassing moment for me. So I was shooting this couple and they were both like so fit, like very like.
Did you ever watch Love Island?
I did before. Yeah, they say
they're
that.
so fit.
They're so fit. They were both really, really fit and beautiful people, like stunning. And she had like the most amazing butt. Like she like squatted a lot. Like it was very like round and beautiful.
And very plump and you're like,
yes.
Let me get you.
And it was so anyways, we did a shot where like he like picked her up under her butt and spun her around. And she said something like, oh, my butt is like too big or like whatever, like you're not going to be able to grab it or something. And I just said this. And I genuinely think about it all the time because I'm like, I really don't hope this came off wrong. But I just said, I feel horrible that I said this, but I said, we love a thick queen.
Okay, wait. I did a styled shoot a couple days ago and I'm thick as well.
You were in the styled.
I was in the styled shoot and I was modeling and they like kept trying to pose me. Sorry, I didn't give much of a reaction.
That's
but
okay.
as somebody that is
continue.
thick, like this girl basically did the same thing to me. Like they were trying, I was in like a robe and they were trying to like pose me, but like it kept like sliding down and they're like, oh, we love it. And then like one of like, I won't out her like too much, but one of the girls was like, we love a thick queen. Like
she said the exact same phrase
yeah,
as me.
like basically. And she was just like, she's a thick girl. And I was just like, I ate it up. I was like, oh yeah, so cute. Yeah, whatever. But because I didn't want, I'm like, I don't care.
Yeah.
Like some other people might care, but I didn't want to make her feel uncomfortable. But it is a very fine line. Did she react well? Or was she
they
just
like didn't say anything. They just like laughed and like whatever.
Okay.
But I thought about it forever.
Ooh.
And what I should have said was slim thick specifically because that really was her look. Like
yeah,
she was like very like small and toned, but like she had like muscles
and defined features.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I was just like, why would I say that? And like, yeah,
Did you have to shoot their wedding too?
Yes, and it was stunning.
Oh, nice.
But I think about it all the time still. This was like over a year ago.
And it stayed with you.
It really stuck.
Okay.
I scrolled it to the
Oh,
top.
perfect. Oh, this one is perfect for me. It's Disney related.
Ooh.
My first year out of college, my family flew down to Disney World, and I had to fly separately due to work commitments. I was so poor, and I had a pretty crappy little suitcase, and they made me check it at the gate. I also have a very similar. If this is going where this is going, I have a similar story. When I went to claim my bag, the front pocket where I was storing my dirty period-stained underwear.
No.
Had been busted open and
No.
and was one by one lined up behind my suitcase. As it was coming out of the conveyor belt,
No.
I'm gonna cry. That's so funny. Oh my gosh. Okay. I need to finish it. With coming out of the conveyor belt, I quickly started picking them up and shoving them in my pocket.
Oh no, I would leave them there and act like I had no clue who they were.
That's so true. But if you needed them,
I mean,
buy new
saw it at the
ones.
store.
I was so humiliated. I genuinely considered just abandoning my suitcase, and nothing in there was worth that experience.
Okay, it would be one thing if it was just dirty underwear, but the period stained.
Yeah. Oh, never mind. That's too graphic.
Yeah, I know what you're gonna say. Okay. We got a Ligonier story here. When I was 10, I went to Idlewild Soak Zone. I went down a body slide. When I hit the water at the very end of the slide, I knew something seriously hurt my butthole. I could barely swim/walk out of the water. I got a massive urge to poop and knew something terrible was about to happen. My sister walked with me to the bathroom, and I had to cut everyone in line. As soon as I sat down, water exploded from my butt. I must have hit the water at the most inconvenient angle, and the water shot up my anus. Haha. Thankfully, I made it to the bathroom. It's only slightly embarrassing for me. Okay, I've heard of that happening before.
Yeah, it's a natural. Is it an enema? Oh.
Wait, remember?
Yes, I do. Like they were like at the lake or something.
Remember whenever you had to support me when I had to give
I didn't know if you wanted to say that.
I had to give myself an enema before I had a surgery.
And I was literally standing outside of the door because she was like, I don't want anyone to help me, or like, I don't want you to see me like this. So I was sitting outside the door, and she was like, okay.
I'm like, it's going in.
It's going in.
I'm like, I'm feeling something.
And she's like, how long did it take to work?
It's like immediate.
Oh, really?
If you do it with like salt water, it just like makes it come out. It is extremely weird feeling. I hope I never have to do it again. But hey,
yeah.
I put it to the top.
Okay. My husband's dad is a preacher, and since he was marrying us, we did marriage counseling with him and my mother-in-law and two other. That's terrifying, which I would have done it with my parents. But my dad's not a preacher. It's not about me. My mother-in-law and two other couples at our church getting married around the same few weeks. There was a fine line. This was all fine until my in-laws had to talk about the importance of sex and how they kept their sex life alive for so long.
What do they say?
They're like,
so we use vibrate
toys. More toys, the better. The kinkier, the better.
They're like, have you guys heard of whips? They're like 70 years old.
They're like swings?
They're like, so I like to dress up as a little schoolgirl. Oh man, I'm sorry, that's painful. But also, as we learned in last week's episode,
that is true.
It's better to have parents that love each other than parents who hate each other.
Yeah. Nice to know that they still got it.
They still got it. Making out for my first time with my high school crush.
Oh gosh.
Exclamation point. It was intense. We fell off the couch, made out on the floor. Just a lusty kind of makeout session. His car was broke down, so then I drove him home, where he proceeded to tell me that the whole thing just felt off and we should just be friends. The level of embarrassment was painful. just to go on to make out with me like 100 more times, but in the moment I wanted to crawl under a rock.
Ew. Oh, we're almost there. I know.
That probably makes you feel so uncomfortable because you're like, I was putting my heart and soul into that.
You're like, I was having a great time. Like, what are you talking? What makeout session were you a part of?
You're just like picturing like yourself like really going at it, and then he's like, that really felt off to me.
I didn't like the way you threw yourself on the floor. Okay. Drunk at a house party, my guy friend told me I could pee in the bushes and he would watch guard. After I peed, I moved.
You freak.
Yeah. He's like, don't worry, I'll stand guard.
He's like, I have a pee kink.
I'm right. After I peed, I moved my flashlight and realized I just peed in her driveway and not the bushes. And it was on the concrete and you could totally tell where I had peed.
Oh,
and then she said, then a group of cool girls walked right through it.
Good.
That's actually, like, if you think about the germs of that, like walking right through it, then walking into the house.
Oh. Yeah.
Yucky.
Yuck. One time during my sophomore year, I had a class with all seniors, nobody I knew of. I had just gone on my phone to turn on my VPN because our Wi-Fi sucked, and my volume was up all the way, and an ad came on for an anti-diarrhea medication. I was mortified, and everybody was laughing. That's so
really good.
Funny.
I don't even know how to do a VPN now. Like, how did you know how to do that in high school?
I don't know what a VPN is.
It's like how, like other podcasts we listen to have talked about it. It's like how you watch like shows in other countries.
Oh.
And like it basically hides, I think, that you're in the US. So like some stuff that might be like not played in the US, you could like watch it.
Interesting.
Yeah. It's not that interesting. I'm like, it's not that great.
So sorry if you hear a dog crying in the background.
He longs to be outside. Can you provide that for him?
Please.
Please. Okay.
Call 1-800-LOST-PETS.
Call 1-800 looking for home. I wonder if anyone thinks that we're like horrible people for this.
There's probably someone out there that's like, I am calling animal control services. I'm like, call them, sweetie.
Okay. One time my husband and I were at this place to get his car fixed, and I went into the restroom, which was in the back of this long room filled with desks lining both sides of the room, making an aisle. After I came out of the bathroom and walked back towards the door going outside, I turned around and noticed that I had toilet paper. Sorry, I feel like I put my hand up to my mouth every time. I had toilet paper stuck to my shoe, and it was still attached to the roll. The entire freaking roll of toilet paper was following me down the aisle of desks lined with people. Since then, I've had bad luck getting toilet paper attached to me. Even with being self-conscious and checking myself, I've still managed to have it stick out of my pants while going on an outing with huge groups of friends and other times.
No.
Love that for me.
I was not picturing the aisle of desks having people in them. I thought for some reason thought it was empty.
That is such a weird setup, and it's just like they're rolling out the
Here
red
I
carpet
go.
for you to go to the bathroom. They all clap when you come out, and they're like, "Yeah, pooper." We're almost done.
Here we go. Period. Oh. Period during standardized testing in 7th grade. Everywhere. In my seat. A crime scene. Couldn't ask to use the bathroom. Ended up in the hospital because it wouldn't stop bleeding and needed a blood transfusion?
That can't be real.
I've never heard of that happening before with your period.
I have heard of it lasting for some people like months at a time, like just 24/7.
But like they never need a blood
No,
transfusion.
I've never heard of that. There's nothing to be embarrassed. Well, yeah, the crime scene. There is nothing worse. Like,
and not during standardized testing.
where you have to get up. Having your period in high school is actually like the worst thing ever.
Why does it feel so unmanageable? Like
It literally feels impossible.
Like you're just like,
Also-
it's gonna go everywhere.
Also, like, I don't know like what your method was, but like I remember just like I'd be like, teacher, and like I had planned
Teacher.
Teacher, can I please go to the restroom? I would like grab like a tampon and like put it in my hand or like put it under my shirt and be like, can can I go to the bathroom? And like then sprint out. But it was like, you could never let them see like a pad or a tampon. I'd be mortified.
See, we had our backpacks with us in school. And so I would
but
just have my
it would
backpack.
be weird if in the middle of class, I got up with my entire backpack.
Oh, I always took my backpack because, okay, I'm just going to try to make this quick. When I was in middle school, high school, like I literally thought I was the ugliest person on earth. And that if I did not wear like 10 pounds of makeup at all times, that I was so ugly. So I'm not kidding you. I would go into the restroom with makeup wipes, take off my makeup like halfway through the day and fully redo it because it didn't look good enough.
Like at lunchtime?
Yes, like almost every single day. And every time I went to the bathroom, I'd put more makeup on. Like I would add more eyeliner. I would put I also had like really oily skin, so I'd like pat it and stuff.
Oh my gosh.
So yeah, it was crazy.
So the backpack went everywhere.
The backpack was always with me. So I was like, if I need it, here we go.
Which I feel like a lot of high school girls feel this way, but I felt like it was a secret I had that I had a period. And so I was just like, if they see me take my backpack, they're going to know that I'm going to the bathroom, like, and I am on my period right now. And now I'm like, who cares?
Yeah, you're like, okay.
Yeah, whatever. All right, last one before we tell our own. One time I was at a Luke Bryan concert with my mom, aunt, and cousins, and the concert was over, but we were parked so far away. I had to pee so bad and there was no bathrooms on the walk back. For context, it was pouring rain and we were soaked. I told my mom how bad I had to pee, and she told me to hold it or pee my pants. So I peed my pants.
Oh my God.
I was in this is so gross. I was in skinny jeans and it was so uncomfortable. Okay, have you peed your pants like as an adult or like a teenager?
No.
It is itchy.
But I've had like wet clothes on before, and
pee feels different. I don't know, it feels itchy. I told my mom, it was so uncomfortable. I told my mom I had to pee, but she didn't want me, that I had peed, and she didn't want me sitting in her new car seats like that. So she made me change my pants in the middle of a parking garage. So many people were walking by. Luckily, I had sweats in the back, but I was so embarrassed.
Why wouldn't you just squat down and pee? That's better.
Yeah, so it wasn't all, she was like, piss now.
See, you won't do it.
I mean, best case scenario about this, it was pouring rain. You were already like wet, that at least it wasn't like very obvious like that you were peeing your pants.
What position do you stand in? You're just standing straight up, just
okay. It's also like when you go pee in the ocean, it's like when we were in California a few weeks ago, we both had to pee and like the bathroom was so far away. I was like, I'm going in the water, but it's like so obvious and you're like, I don't even care, but like the water's coming up on you, and like sometimes I've had it happen where like the water's just hitting my knees and I'm like, I've already started peeing and I'm like, no. And I have to like dip my butt.
See, my tactic is that I just like go and like sit down in the shallow end. Like I just like dip down and then I'm just like, whoo, and then I'm like,
whoo. Okay, what's yours? Your embarrassing story.
Okay. This is not the most embarrassing thing that's ever happened to me. I honestly don't know what the most embarrassing thing is that's ever happened to me.
That's fair.
But this is one of them. So in college, I had a roommate. Her name was Emmy. And she's from Ligonier.
Okay.
And we saw her at the mall.
Okay.
We were in H&M.
Wait, what's the timeline on this? Was this in high school?
No, this is in college. So this is like maybe junior year, senior year of college. Like maybe 5 years ago. So we see her at the mall and we're just talking. It's me, Tanner, and I think another friend, and then Emmy. And we're like in a circle kind of talking. And then her mom comes over and she is going to hand Emmy her debit card. She's like, okay. She's like, hey guys, like saying hi to all the friends. And she goes to hand Emmy the debit card, but I thought she was trying to hug me. And so as she's handing Emmy the debit card, I just like slowly like hugged onto her. And she's like, just kind of like this. And then she like started hugging me back and she's like, oh. And I was just like, yeah.
Hey, missed you, girl.
Hey, Mrs. Buckland. And like, she probably never thought about it again, but of course I think about it constantly. And I always am like, remember when I hugged Emmy's mom?
Did Emmy ever say anything?
No.
No. That's so funny.
It's just a random embarrassing
There's
thing.
like almost, I feel like sometimes it's almost worse when you're the only one uncomfortable and like nobody else noticed, because then you're just like, did they notice? Did they notice? Like, did they
You're like, just
see
say that it was
weird?
weird and I'll say it was weird and it'll be fine.
And we'll get over it. I feel like I have 2 bathroom ones, like the pee one brought up one, but I feel like we haven't fully told this story on the podcast, so I'll go with this one. A year ago, we were in Colorado, and
I was going to tell this as my speech at Ashley's wedding, but I spared her.
yes, she did. We were in this cute little cabin. It was us, our husbands, and Peter. And we were just chilling, hanging out. And the best thing about our friend group, though, is that we're very open about poop. And so I was like, going upstairs to poop. And we're like, all right, cool, like whatever. And just the plumbing on this house, like literally this like cabin was like in the middle of nowhere, Colorado, and it was the best vibes. But that means the plumbing just like wasn't that great. And so I poop and I like go to flush it and it like starts coming up. And I was like, oh my God, no.
When
Also,
it happens, I don't know how that happens in toilets, but it's always like you're just watching, you're like, stop,
no,
go down.
Please. Like you're literally pleading your life to a toilet. You're like, please. I'll do anything. You
See the turd nuggets as you're like,
go, stay. And also, for perspective, Cole and I were just dating at the time. We weren't even engaged, but like we were like open about poop and stuff. And I am like, it starts going down like a little bit, but it's kind of just sitting there. And I'm like, this, like me, Cole, and Peter were all upstairs and Jen and Tan were downstairs, like sleeping arrangement wise. And so I was like, other people will be using this toilet. Like I have to just own up to it. And so there was like a landing in the like upstairs, and they were sitting in the living room, and I went to the top of the landing and I said, I have made a mistake. The poop is overflowing. And they were like, what? And I was like, it just like, it hasn't overflown yet. Like it's just like it's risen. And Jenna was like, don't worry, I will come and help you.
You said only Jenna can come out.
Oh, I said that?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, I didn't want anybody else. Like, no, there was nobody else that was allowed. Like, even Peter, I'm just like, I don't want you thinking of me like this.
I don't want you seeing my turds.
Yeah. And so it like, I think it actually went back down.
No, it overflowed to the floor.
Well, I know, but it went back down a little bit, and you're like, just flush it again. And so then I flushed it, and then this time it like came all the way to the top, and I was like, no. And then it started overflowing, and I was like, Jenna!
And we were putting towels on the floor, and the poop was coming out. But wait, let me just say, like, at this point, like, it had kind of halfway gone down the drain and almost like become not as turdy anymore.
It was just dirty, like at that point. But then as soon as we flushed it again, everything came from the depths.
Yes, it was like poop water, and then it was going onto the floor, and we were putting towels on it.
Literally, yeah, our only like shower towels too, and we were just like, oh my god.
And needless to say, we had no idea what we were doing. So then we eventually had to ask the boys to come, and they fixed it.
They fixed it, but yeah, and everybody was like, Cole saw Ashley's poop.
And then it was so funny because like a week later, Cole threw up in front of Ashley in her
all over my car.
And that literally right after that was when they were like,
we should get engaged.
We should get married soon. And so I wanted to tell that story at their wedding because I was going to be like, really brings you together.
Yeah, it really did. But that was the most like recent embarrassing thing. Like I have some high school stories, but like that's the most recent embarrassing thing that I'm just like, I literally like, I wish you could have been there even before you came into the bathroom, because I was like, please, no.
Oh God, just bathroom accidents in general, period stuff. It just sucks.
It's the worst. But thanks for sharing your stories with us.
Yes, thank you for airing your dirty laundry. Literally, I think my favorite one is the underwear on the conveyor belt. That is so tough.
It's just so chaotic, and you're just like, no. I don't know what I would do. My stomach would drop.
Oh, I would abandon. I know that for a fact in the moment, like no doubt about it. I could see that scenario playing out where like I see your suitcase come out and see the underwear everywhere and just be like, oh, and you like pick up the suitcase and you just walk like and I'm like,
you just walk away and you're like, all right, let's go. And I'm like, Jenna, and she's like, nope.
That's it. Don't say it.
Don't say a damn thing.
I drive right to Aerie and get new ones.
Yeah, ain't no shame in that.
Okay.
All right.
Well,
That's all I got time for. Do you want to give a plug for what you did this morning?
yes, I just recorded a podcast with Kind of Crunchy, our girlies.
Our girlies.
I'm trying to think, when will this episode come out?
2 weeks from today.
Which is what? Not from today. 2 Wednesdays.
Oh, sorry.
from now.
Yeah.
Sorry everyone.
It's like early June, I think. They're all screaming at us and they're like, it's June 6th.
Okay, yeah, it'll be May 31st.
Oh.
And so the episode will be out in 3 days. So,
Okay.
So yeah, keep an eye out. We'll post it on our Instagram, but Kind of Crunchy podcast. Jensen and Rachel are the hosts. We love them.
We love them. Jensen was our giveaway winner, which
We
still haven't seen her.
Still haven't gotten her stuff to her, but and just saying, we're making moves on the merch, everyone. So
big freaking things coming.
big things coming. Merch. We are pumped. We're gonna make it so cute for you guys.
Yes.
So
We are very excited. So you can have a little summer. I was gonna say what it was, but maybe I'll just like keep them on their toes. A little summer something. All
little
right.
summer flair.
But yeah, we're super excited about summer. I feel like we have a lot of fun episodes coming up. We are going on a trip to Maine, finally. Like, I feel like we've been talking about it for forever. And so we've already talked about doing an episode with our husbands and Peter on, but yeah, I'm so excited for everything that's coming this summer.
It's gonna be such a good summer. I can't wait.
I am so happy, like, that it is almost summertime because I literally felt like last summer was non-existent to me because I was planning a wedding.
And I felt like I was just, this sounds so pretentious, but I felt like I was just in Europe.
Europe and pregnant. That was like all of
and
your
I
summer.
wanted to be here. I wanted to be nesting.
Yeah, especially you had just bought a home and then it was like, all right, 2 days later, let's go to Europe.
Yeah. So I'm very excited for our summer. We have fun travels.
Yeah.
I'm sure we'll have lots of stories for you guys.
But yeah, we love you guys. Thank you so much for listening and we will talk to you soon. Bye.
Bye.